I heard about Peak through our director, and I heard that what it stood for was Partners in Education Across Kansas. And I thought, oh wow, this is wonderful that it's a whole state of educators coming in for social emotional learning and arts integration, and they're not all art teachers. It's a lot of interdisciplinary connections.
Often teachers have to pay out of their own pocket to attend professional development, and sometimes the things that you may learn may not be applicable to what you're doing in the classroom, or you feel that way. You can take anything that you learn in Peak, art-wise or content-wise, and implement it in the classroom the next day.
As a social studies teacher, I feel very strongly about the use of primary sources in the classroom, and art serves as a great primary resource.
Social emotional learning is something that we all need to have education on to be able to connect with all of our students.
But if you can find a way to differentiate for them for their social emotional learning, just like you do for their academics, that's the key. So you meet them where they're at.
So if you have a student and they're really upset about something and you say, I can tell you're enraged, like great, you have that embodied experience of that emotion, but you don't always get a full range of emotions in a classroom. And so if you can look at artworks and talk through some of those signs, not only in signs that you might see in yourself and be able to identify the way you're feeling, but also to look at other people around you and understand how they're feeling, that's great.
I was born in 1975 in Brooklyn, New York. I was an only child. My parents, they came from Bangkok, Thailand. My father studied to be a doctor. My mother was a nurse. And my father had this fascination with America. He was really into music by Paul Anka and Elvis and movies like Shane. I just grew up being, an Asian American in a predominantly white town, being very self-conscious about everything. And so when I went to art school, I attacked it with this ferocity, like I had something to prove to all these other kids. Art school really is just this place for you to ask questions about yourself and then build on those to make you a stronger artist. The intent of the title is, it's when you think about personal experiences, then memories that you have, and then transcribing them on paper.
So I was extremely excited when Dan Santat was announced as the keynote speaker for Peak Summer Institute, because as a librarian, I've been a fan for 7-8 years.
I'm very involved in the book design. I don't think of myself as an illustrator that just paints pretty pictures. I think of myself as somebody who designs an entire book.
And him explain his process of creating a book and the storyline, in addition to all the different emotions that he was sharing.
I love how supported I feel in Peak, not only from KU, but also from other teachers around Kansas. I've made some good friends over the course of just this institute and also being involved for the last 4 years. And it's just nice to have people in your own content area and beyond that push you to be a better educator. I think that's something, lifelong learning as a librarian is something that's very important to me.
I'm thinking about things that I've already been doing that aren't that far off. It just makes me more cognizant of this slight change to this, or this focus is actually going to make an impact.
I've really enjoyed learning about how to pull all the different elements together into our lessons.
Speaking of art therapy, this is something that we all want to be very cognizant of, in that we're talking about our practices being informed by art therapy, but none of us, except for those people in the room who are licensed art therapists, can actually do art therapy.
Art has a way to cut through to the issue almost so quick that the individual that you're working with doesn't even realize that. And next thing you know, you got this huge bag of worms that you just opened up. And if you're in a classroom, you're not in a therapeutic setting. You're not in a safe place for that. So coming here, I was nervous. I had a whole soapbox that I was going to talk about. And you already did that. You gave art therapy the respect it deserved.
So briefly over, one of the things that we would like for you to do today and tomorrow is to write your own lesson plan that kind of connects all of these ideas.
This conference was allowing me to be able to see how social emotional can fit for teachers in the classroom, and to be able to really not just hear about it and not just dabble in it, but actually here's tools to be able to do. It feeds my soul.